Hello there folks, and welcome back to another speed paint video. I don't know what the weather has been like by you guys, but by me, we have had a serious heat wave this week. And having such serious heat really puts me in not the best mood. I was very much wanting to just sit in the cold and eat cold food, and I was really craving some ice cream. And when I think about ice cream, I keep thinking about how cool it looks and how many different flavors they are, and I was once again inspired to do some dragon designs based on different flavors of ice cream. Some very conventional, some not so much. So, without further ado, let's get into the speed paint. First up is a flavor that I'm honestly kinda surprised didn't actually make it into the first video. And that's gonna be strawberry flavored ice cream. It's one of the classic flavors that makes up Neapolitan, which is one of my favorite varieties, and it's just a very cute, iconic pink color. I thought this very simple but well-known ice cream flavor would make for a good warm-up for this video. So this dragon has a somewhat simple design. She's a little bit fluffy. I gave her a nice big ice cream scoop on her head because I thought that would be really cute to help reinforce the ice cream angle, because I didn't want it to just feel like a classic strawberry dessert without any specifications. I wanted it to be obvious this was an ice cream dragon first and foremost. I gave her a nice big chunky tongue because I thought that would be cute, and I gave her a big thick tail that looks like a strawberry, kind of inspired by like the chunky tails that fat-tailed geckos and leopard geckos have. Really taking some different reptilian inspirations with this design. Honestly, the thickness of the tongue kind of reminds me of lots of lizard tongues as well. I tried to make her nice and soft and fluffy, and a little bit girly, and kind of like a doll, because I can't get away from the association of strawberries in my mind, especially when it comes to desserts, with dolls, like strawberry shortcake and such. So I wanted to kind of pay homage to that toy-like, fluffy, plush concept, and make this thing just super cute. Most strawberry ice cream that I've encountered has actually been very pale in color, but I really wanted to make this thing super pink so it would read really cool. Plus, I just felt like working with pink as a color in general. It has these darker swirls, because I'm imagining that maybe there's like strawberry jam or something else that like adds a more rich flavor, as opposed to the usual kind of strawberry ice cream I see, which is borderline white with just flecks of the fruit in it. So I took some creative liberties for sure, but I really did have a lot of fun with this design. It's pretty simple, but also very cute, and I think it reads very clearly with its ice cream inspiration. Next up, we have another fruity flavor, and that's gonna be lemon. I love lemon ice cream. It's so good. My family, we usually make our own kind of semi-homemade lemon ice cream where we put lemon curd in with some French vanilla is usually what we end up doing. And that is some dang good ice cream. It's so good. You should totally try doing that. Maybe at some point I'll post a recipe video one of these days with some of the stuff me and my family make, because we make some dang good food sometimes. So, I felt inspired, especially in the hot weather. I feel like a citrusy fruit feels like something I want to eat when it's really, really hot. And boy howdy, with this week's weather, I definitely wanted to eat something juicy and fruity. So, I wanted to draw a very lemon-inspired dragon. Although the color palette I ended up going with definitely leans a little bit more orange. I ended up going very dark with the fruit just for the sake of contrast. I ended up going more in a warm direction than a cool direction, so it kind of reads more like a very pale orange than like a very deep lemon, but I think I'm okay with that. I also made its eyes kind of lemon-shaped because I thought that would be kind of cute, because like the little nubbins on the edges of a lemon kind of remind me of like the little like tear duct areas you see in eyeballs. So I thought that it made sense and still read clearly as an eye, but was kind of like a little Easter egg to the lemon inspiration of this thing. It is predominantly white to reference the white color that most lemon ice cream has, especially the lemon ice cream my family makes, because it really is just a doctored vanilla ice cream. And I just really wanted to have this thing look just a little bit snarky, a little bit silly and sassy because of that sour aspect that lemon has. I really just want this thing to be cute and very self-indulgent because I really do love lemon-flavored ice cream, and it's very good, so I'll always take an excuse to do a citrus-inspired dragon design. Next up, we have a concept that almost made it into last video, but I ended up not having any good ideas for it. But today I finally had an idea for how I wanted to tackle it, and that would be the Cookie Monster ice cream. This is a type of like cookie dough and like cookies and cream type ice cream that is dyed blue, so it kind of resembles, you know, Cookie Monster, the iconic Muppet from Sesame Street. And I just think that's pretty cute. There's a whole bunch of ice cream businesses that do this sort of thing. I have no idea who did it first. I kept seeing a lot of stuff about, like, apparently I think Baskin-Robbins does this a lot, but I think a whole bunch of other businesses do it as well. I just think it's super cute. Essentially, it is like a blue vanilla ice cream with cookie dough in it, as well as, like, basically crushed up Oreo cookies, so it's got, like, the cookies and cream and cookie dough aspect, just totally chock full of textures and stuff. Very fun to look at, very cute. A lot of pictures I saw online also had people literally making, like, blue cookies with, like, googly eyes on them to embellish it, to really lean into the Muppet side of things. And leaning into the Muppet side of things is what I ended up doing for this design. I decided I would go with, like, a big two-person Muppet costume sort of vibe. A lot of the very large Muppet characters, like some of the really big dogs or something like Big Bird, are very big and bulky and fluffy. So I thought I would lean into that for this dragon because it just felt appropriate for a dragon to be a big, bulky Muppet in this angle. I gave it big, fluffy eyebrows because I thought that would be cute, and I gave it lots of different patches with different colors to represent the different types of cookie stuff that is in the Cookie Monster ice cream. I also gave it lots of texture on the blue part of its body so that we would read a little bit like fur, similar to the very fuzzy and, like, high pile texture that you see on the Cookie Monster himself. I also gave it a big red tongue because I thought that would make it read a little bit like a mischievous, big, slobbery dog, which feels, you know, right at home with the idea of the Cookie Monster aesthetic. It's got nice, big, chunky paws, and honestly, this would probably make a pretty cool fursuit, honestly. If anyone ever does that, let me know, because that would actually be kind of cute. I gave it a lot of stripes on its tail to really emphasize all the different textures all together in a cute, fun way that felt very organic and playful and almost like an ice cream cake in that way. I thought that would be kind of appropriate here. And I just had a lot of fun with this guy. It was very cute, going very full Muppet with this design. It's adorable, and I'm very happy with how it came out. Honestly, it might be one of my favorites for the set today. Next up, we have another very classic flavor that for the longest time, I had no idea if I would ever tackle it. And that is vanilla, or vanilla bean, depending on what kind of brand you're looking at. Vanilla is perhaps the most common flavor of ice cream. I mean, you use vanilla as like slang for something that is kind of basic or common or unchanged. But vanilla itself is a good flavor. Like, that thing used to not be as common as it was nowadays. And I think the actual vanilla plant made for some good inspiration for this design, because obviously just working with the color white wasn't really going to give me a lot to work with. So I ended up taking inspiration from the flower, which is kind of like this cute yellow flower with these 5 petals and stuff. And I also took inspiration from the actual vanilla beans because I thought that that dark color and those long spindly beans would be good for adding more contrast to this design that was otherwise going to be very light in color and a little bit hard to read at a distance. So I made a lot of dark accents that look like that vanilla bean where it's like these long, spindly stripes, kind of like you see on some animals where they have stripes on their body to help break up their silhouette and help them camouflage a little bit. I thought that would be kind of a cute thing to do. One of its wings is extended out and showing how nice and fluffy it is, and the other one is folded up to kind of look like a scoop of ice cream when it's at rest. I thought that would be kind of a cute character design thing. Its face is very much inspired by the orchid, since I think there's a lot of, like, similar looking flowers, like a snapdragon, obviously, that almost look like a face, so I thought I would lean into that aspect for the vanilla flower. And it's also got a nice dark tongue, because I thought that would be really cute. And plus, I feel like the sharp point of a tongue kinda also looks like the vanilla bean. Plus, it leans into the fact that that's where the flavor comes from, so in a way, it's kind of like a visual pun. This is kind of a worm-style dragon where it only has 2 arms and 2 wings. I guess in a way that kind of makes it more of a wyvern than a worm, since I think a worm-style dragon only has the arms with no wings. But you get what I mean. This thing has a very reduced number of limbs. I think that helps lean into the simplicity that comes with the idea of the vanilla design. But I really wanted to make this thing feel cool and unique and not just like basic like everyone assumes vanilla is. Vanilla is a good flavor, and it's really cool just like as a plant and as like a thing in food history. So I thought I would lean into that with this design and just have a lot of fun with this very cute beady-eyed dragon. Next up, we have a slightly more unusual flavor, and that is black sesame. There is a lot of different versions of black sesame ice cream. Some of it looks more gray, some of it looks more solid black, almost like charcoal. I decided I would lean somewhere in between with that. And a lot of it has the actual, like, sesame seeds put on top as garnish, which I think is so cute. Every time I looked at a picture of this stuff, I kept being reminded of, like, the gray versions of Magikarp you could get in Magikarp Jump. Which, I don't know, I guess, like, the texturing and the colors were just so similar to me, I just could not get Magikarp out of my head while I was working on this design. This one has a more classic Western-style dragon sort of build, even though it is kind of long and spindly, and I gave it a giant scoop of ice cream on its head because I thought it would be fun to partially obscure its face, and really lean into, like, basically every picture I saw was just a big scoop of ice cream with seeds on it. I thought I would just put that right there in the design to really make it clear this isn't just any seedy dragon, it's an ice cream seedy dragon. It's got big black fluffy wings and a whole lot of shades of gray that are all ever so slightly not pure gray. They have a little bit of like purple and blue and even pink in it. It's very subtle, you probably wouldn't be able to tell just by glancing at it, but if you were to take like an eyedropper tool and hex code this stuff, you would see that it's not pure gray. I gave it a little bit of a darker gradient on its muzzle and its paws and stuff to give a little bit more contrast to show like more of the different various shades of gray that this ice cream flavor comes in, and I really just had a lot of fun with this design. I love a character design that has like the eyes obscured or hidden in some way. I think that's always so cool. So it was kind of self-indulgent to do a design like this. I kind of want to try this flavor of ice cream, but I am kind of allergic to sesame. Not like as much as I am allergic to nuts, but I have no idea if I would be allergic to this flavor of ice cream or not. But it sounds interesting. I kind of want to try it. Maybe one day if I get enough like food allergy treatment or something, if they find some stuff that'll help mitigate my allergies, maybe one day I'll give it a shot, because at the very least it's very pretty looking, and I think it's pretty cool. I think the texture of the seeds is interesting, and it pairs well with the very nice big smooth ice cream, and I just think it's a very visually appealing and cool and delicious sounding dessert. Last up, we have another thing that almost made it into the first Ice Cream Dragon video, and it is one of my favorite ice cream treats. That is the Bomb Pop, also called the Rocket Pop or a whole bunch of other stuff. It's essentially like a little ice pop with 3 different flavors. Usually cherry, lemon, and blue raspberry is the most common version, although I have seen a couple of versions that have strawberry for the red instead. Either way, this is a tri-color, tri-flavor ice pop, essentially, that, at least in the United States, I see it a lot during the summertime, probably because it has, like, the classic patriotic American colors, and the fact that it just looks good. I feel like these colors just look really good together, especially in the context of an icy dessert, and it's just pretty good. It's kind of like the Neapolitan of ice pops, if you really think about it, because it's got, like, the 3 segmented flavors and stuff. And there's just something really funny about a dessert that's called a bomb pop that just, it tickles me every time I think about it. I think it's just very amusing. So I thought I would make kind of like a sassy, powerful, but also very clean and elegant sort of dragon here, really leaning into the simplicity and like the sections that come with the bomb pop. The bomb pop has like those clean sections, so I really wanted to lean into just clean color blocking into this design to really lean into, you know, what I think is interesting visually about the bomb pop. Because I feel like a lot of ice cream, like, again, I think Neapolitan's the only one I can really think of that has like those specific hard line sections. Usually ice cream is like a somewhat like chunky mix of a whole bunch of different textures and stuff, but bomb pops are very smooth. They're very straightforward, and they are almost like a cartoon food in real life, at least to me. And I just think they're pretty good. I do not care for cherry flavor things in general, because I just had too much cherry flavored medicine as a child. But a bomb pop is one of few things I will make an exception for, just because I like how it pairs with the lemon. I love blue raspberry, and those 2 flavors that I do like is enough to outvote the amount that I don't really like cherry flavor. Plus, I just think it's a cool looking dessert. It's just a very appealing little treat, both to look at and to eat. And man, I kind of wish I had had one during this week when it was really hot, but thankfully by the time I'm recording the voiceover, the heat wave has died down, so, you know, maybe sometime when summer actually begins, maybe I'll treat myself to a bomb pop. And with that, that's all the designs I've got for you guys today, so thank you all so much for watching the video. Let me know in the comments which one of these flavors or dragons was your favorite, and if you've ever tried any of these flavors. I mean, I'm sure you have. These were definitely a lot less weird than the ones in my first ice cream dragon video, but still, if you have any favorites, let me know. By the way, these are all available as iPad wallpapers on both my Ko-fi shop and my VGen shop. So if you like these designs a lot and you want to see them in the background of your iPad, tablet, or any other vertical monitor you might have, feel free to go give them a download. I'd really appreciate it and it would help support the channel. Thank you, by the way, to my Ko-fi members for helping to make this video possible. My Ko-fi members help stabilize my income and help me live out my dream of becoming a full-time artist. Sincerely, every one of you really makes a difference. You guys all add up together and really make it possible for me to make these videos every week. So I really, really appreciate it. If you would like to join them, you can go check out my Ko-fi page in the description, where you can join for as little as just $1 a month. I've got a whole bunch of benefits on there, I've got a nice big shop, I've got blog updates if you want to just follow for free and see what I'm up to, a whole bunch of fun stuff over on my Ko-fi page. I've also got commissions open over on my VGen, so if you want me to design you some custom dragon designs, or pretty much anything else, feel free to check out my VGen page. I've got a lot of commission types open over there, so if you have something where you need some art done and you need it done quick, and with someone who's a little bit weird and friendly, feel free to reach out. I'd love to work together with you. Also, in just a couple of weeks, I'm going to be at the Cryptid and Paranormal Conference in Princeton, New Jersey. I'm going to be tabling there as an artist, and it'll be a lot of fun. So if you happen to be in New Jersey at that time, whether you live in the area or you're just going to be visiting on the first weekend of June, feel free to come say hi to me at my table, maybe buy some prints or stickers, and I really hope to see you there. I'll link the information to the event in the description below so you can look up more information about it, and tickets are only $5, so I highly recommend coming to visit if you happen to be in town. And with that, that's all that I've got for you guys today, so thank you all again so much for watching the video. I hope to see you next week with another art video, and in the meantime, why don't you guys go out there and make some art.